Salute, salute. We got a very, very, very special guest that's gonna be joining us right off the rip. The man, the myth, the Godfather. We got Sunshine Shoulders. Salute.
Hey, what's up, Liz? Good. I guess it's good evening there, man.
Yeah, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. I'm like, man, is he talking about me? Who's he talking about?
I hear an echo though.
Okay,
I
wait.
don't know
I,
if
I
it's
got two. I've got two. I don't know how this happened. Wait, I've got two layouts here. Wait. It's showing me on her twice. Hold
Oh,
on.
it's showing you
Yeah, let me
the vertical.
sign out and come. I don't know what it's gonna do. Wait. Let's see if I can fix this. Uh, Shoot, it's got me on here twice. Do you see it?
Yeah, but what I'm doing in StreamYard,
Yeah, I've got
is it
StreamYard too.
is it a big one and a little one?
Yeah, it's a big one and a little one.
That's fine. That's me because we're streaming vertical and horizontal.
Oh, okay, yeah. But see, I don't have nothing else on though. So you sure that's me, or do you have YouTube on or something?
Nah. Well, I always got YouTube on, but I got it muted.
Yeah, that may have something to do with it.
Let me see.
Cut your YouTube off. Just sign out of you. Not sign out, but exit the YouTube because that's always gonna.
You got your volume on?
Yeah, my volume's on.
Yeah.
That's why. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah, that's what it is. Try that because Cisco said something else. If you're hearing an echo, he said to do something else. I guess mute me while you're talking.
Yeah.
Try that.
All right.
Me. Mute me. Okay, yeah, go back and forth like that. Can you still hear the echo? Hello? No, you gotta unmute you. You muted your mic.
All right. Damn.
Okay, do you still hear the echo?
Yeah.
Well, here's what I'm saying. While you're talking, mute me. And then while I'm talking, mute yourself.
All right, we'll do that. So I don't know if did you watch my earlier stream talking about the 5 stages of the Manosphere. Like I said, I always do the open panel, and it's always open topic. It doesn't have to be about what I talked about. So I want to know if you have an opinion on that, about the stages, and if we should be trying to move men up through these stages.
I didn't watch the live stream. I just got out of the shower. I just came off my walk, but I saw the stages. And whenever you mention Manosphere, I always think of Manosphere, and how unreasonable the women are over there, and have we gotten just as unreasonable? When it comes to choosing a woman and what we expect and all of that. I don't know if that has anything to do with what you were talking about. But anytime I hear that Manosphere, I just hear some unreasonable expectations, and we've gotten just as unreasonable as we accuse the women of being over there. We want a woman without a past. It's okay if we have a past, but we don't want her to have one. She can't have a high body count. She can't have children. You understand? But we can. It's almost like a double standard. But what are you talking about so that I can contribute?
Yeah, I was just talking about like the stages that we go through. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you went through it. I know I went through it. You wake up one day, you realize you're not living the life that you're supposed to be living, the life that you wanted to live. You sacrifice for everybody else. That's stage one. That's the awakening. Stage two is the anger, where you actually have someone to blame, someone to point at. That's the anger. We hear that a lot. We hear that all over the manosphere. Those are the guys blaming the system, the problem. Stage three is the mirror. You look at yourself, you take accountability for where you are in life. Stage four is the silence, where the work is done. A lot of men go silent. They start working out, getting themselves in shape. They start planning to become an expat, and then they do the work. And then stage five is the advocate, which I would say you are. You're an advocate. You've reached that stage.
Oh yeah, yeah. Of course I've been through it, but I call that the midlife crisis or midlife transition. All that is together. All that is one. Or existential crisis where you just wake up one day and be like, man, I got more years behind me than I do in front of me. Yeah, that's happened to me 2 times because I didn't address it the first time. You wake up and be like, man, I've been working for everybody else. I'm running out of time. So, you start making a whole lot of what kind of decisions? When you make those irrational decisions, you want a younger woman. Oh, yeah, all that happened to me. But it all happened at once. It was just one event. It wasn't in stages.
Yeah.
That was my midlife crisis, man. And the only thing you can do to that is realize you're going through it. We got to talk about it. See, we're ashamed. When I was going through it, I had a guy that I brought it up with, and thankfully for me, he had been through it before because he said, man, I've got a baby by a woman. She's 20 years younger than me, but he was over in America. Everything I was telling him that you go through, he could relate. But we don't talk about it. We'll say, oh, everything's okay. I didn't go through that because we're embarrassed. So, yeah, absolutely. I think we need to talk about this more. They tell you when I was 45 when I woke up one day and said, yeah, this ain't the woman I really want to be with. This ain't the life I really want. I've been going along to get along, and you hit it on the nose. But it's just one event. It wasn't stages for me.
Yeah. I think it's probably because you ain't get stuck on stage two. And I think a lot of men, they get stuck on that stage too, where they're stuck, they're angry. You see them all the time. They come to your live stream. They're the ones that make the negative comments on all your videos because they can't be where you're at. They're stuck in that anger and they're being fed it over and over and over again. In the news media, even on social media, you got guys that cater whole industries toward keeping people angry and upset. So I got stuck on stage two very briefly. I'm not gonna lie. I got out of it because I seen it's not worth it. So that's good. You didn't get stuck at stage two. That's why you were able to move on. That's probably why you are where you are in life now.
Well, like I said, I admitted it. A lot of guys, they won't admit that they're going through it. They're ashamed to talk about it. Like I said, it was just one event. I was angry the whole time until the end, until I finally talked to somebody and realized I'm not crazy. And that's really how I was able to get through it. But if you don't address it, you're going to go through it again. I went through it again in my 50s because I didn't address it the first time. But it's absolutely true. We just call it a midlife crisis or existential crisis, whatever you want to call it. You think it's all to life. There's got to be more to it than this. And you work from there, man. A lot of people, we don't have any goals, and so we sort of like end up where we end up. It's not where you're trying to go. Well, if you don't have a goal, you're gonna drift through life like that, man, and you're gonna wake up. Okay, I go to the bitter end. It's gonna be your decision. Life goes by too quick. My suggestion would be to address it. Talk to somebody. We don't talk, man.
Yeah, we don't talk, and then we don't talk, and we don't listen. And there's not enough of us out here just talking. There's a lot of complaining. There's a lot of escapism going on. But you ain't never gonna get to like I'm never gonna make it to Japan if I spend all my time focusing on the negative shit in life, the shit that I don't want. Like, and I see that a lot. I see it in the gender war a lot. And I try to tell men, like, why are y'all focusing on these women so much? If y'all don't want them, you should be focused on the woman you want. Like, it amazes me. I don't get it. You understand that? Like, you don't want these women, but you spend all day talking shit about them. And I think you really want them, but you can't get them. Or if you get them, you can't keep them.
Well, when I was little, see, I don't wear headphones. That may be another reason why you're getting the echo. Because when I do my live streams, I just use the speakers on my computer. I don't know if you're able to do that. That might help it. But anyway, my mother told me that if you take care of your business, a woman is the least thing you have to worry about. We worry too much about her instead of worrying about ourselves, taking care of us, getting our lives together, working on us. Everybody's got something they need to work on. There's nothing outside of us that's going to fix you anyway, but that's what we always do. We're on a continuous search for something outside to fix us. Fix yourself. A woman is the least thing you have to worry about. Why worry about a woman? It's going to be there. If you get your life together, your health, your finances, your spirit, a woman's going to be there. She's going to find you. Every soul attracts its own eventually.
Exactly. You get your shit together. You're gonna be sought after because it ain't a lot of them out there. Like I was saying earlier, I said shit. We complain about our women wanting to work, being strong and independent, when we know we live in a society that requires a 2-income household. That's the economy we live in. That's America. You know what I mean? So it's just that gender war, man. I really don't understand it, man. I've been pushing back against it for years now. Shit, one of the first uploads I made was one of the first videos I made was talking about sex packs and shit. It was like when I first got back from the Philippines that first trip. I said, it can't be all about women and sex. It can't be. They're not going nowhere. The women aren't going nowhere. I heard you say it. I don't even know how many times. The women aren't going anywhere. Your money will, your life can if you don't prepare the right way.
But yeah, you're right. That's what I said in the beginning. We've become so our expectations are so unrealistic about our mate. It's more than what we're accusing the women. Those crazy expectations they got: 6 foot, 6-pack, 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? We're worse than that. Men and women, okay, we're equal, but we're not the same. So, is there really a woman equal to you? I mean, you know what I'm saying? equal to you out there, or do you have to kind of have some type of um, standards that you're looking for, reasonable standards that you're looking for in a woman? Maybe you want an intelligent woman. Maybe you want a woman that's good with finances, that's cooperative in the bedroom. Okay, but we set these high expectations, these high standards on these women. Like you said, look in the mirror. This is what we're accusing a woman of. Okay, you're a single mother, you're on Section 8, but you want a man that's earning 6 figures. This is what we're doing. I'm 63 and they're over here in the Philippines. They're looking for a 15 with no kids, no history, the perfect traditional woman. And I'm like, well, look at you. Your expectations is off the chain, man. It's funny because I uploaded a video today, the Yummy 6 that we talk about all the time. This is what you're going to end up with in the Philippines, a Yummy 6. You're not going to end up with the 10. You're not going to end up with the 15. That's those crazy expectations you're bringing over here. So a lot of guys end up going home alone, or they stay over here and they're lonely. The 6 being the looks, the Yummy being everything else. She's got the character. She's trustworthy. She's cooperative. She got your back. Okay, she's traditional and all of that. But we coming over here with some crazy ass expectations, guys.
That's what I was saying before. I said it before. I don't remember how I said it, but it was like, I might have heard you say it too, because I get a lot from you. And it was like, you expect this woman to change your life. You are putting that weight on a woman, right? And it's like, you don't understand. We go over there complaining, whining. Our problems, our Western problems, are nothing compared to what they have seen men go through their whole life. Like, I seen a man build a damn house for his family with his bare hands. With his bare hands, bamboo. Like, we can't do the shit that they're doing, but we're going over there complaining about Western women, the society, and all, and they're seeing their version of masculinity that they've seen their whole life. And you're over there crying and complaining about some bullshit.
Yeah, their problems, our problems are not their problems, obviously. Okay, this is why me and my wife aren't together. She couldn't understand. Hey, I'm burned out over here. And she's like, burned out? What's that mean? But I made a video a long time ago called The Fantastic 4 Inches, where I talked about why they respect the man, their Filipino man, okay, over us. They're always going to choose him because it's just like when my mother was with my father when I was little. She understands, they understood each other's struggle. We don't understand the struggle over here, man. We come over here bitching and complaining. They look at us as soft, man. I've been knowing that. That's the reason why they do the things to us that they do, that they would never, ever even attempt to do with a Filipino man. Remember I tell you about the young lady that took the 1.3 million from the foreigner? She knows good and well if she'd have did that to a Filipino man, she'd be dead right now. I ain't talking about now. She would be dead. Period. They ain't gonna think about doing that. But us, they will. And it's just, it's a learning curve, man. But I got to look out for myself first. Self-preservation. Take care of yourself. Tell them to put their goals. This is what Napoleon Hill said. 98% of people don't have any definite purpose, any definite goals for their life. The job you got, your friend probably told you, yeah, they hiring down at the factory. You don't have any definite goals. You don't know where you're going. You're just drifting through life. That's why you're unhappy. Have a definite goal, a definite purpose, whatever it is. Something that's going to excite you, man. That's going to set you on fire. That you jump up out of bed every day. This is what you want. I did that for years, man. That's how I ended up in the Philippines. it became an obsession for me. But yeah, my woman couldn't understand me, man. When we came back to the Philippines, her family thought she was crazy. Hey, what are you doing back here? There's nothing here for you. Oh, he's depressed. Depressed? You're working a good job like I had over there, and it's impossible. It's impossible for them to understand you. But that's us. We're Americans, man. We have a whole different mindset, guys. Okay, they're not gonna relate to you. I was earning over $100,000 a year. What do you mean depressed? They're never gonna understand you, but we always want to be understood. There's something in our system.
Yeah, we want everybody to understand what we're going through. We got it pretty damn good over here. I'm not gonna lie, man. We do. And like I know when I said it the other day on your stream, when I said, America is the best country for American men, I meant it. It's like, yeah, it don't mean that that's where you got to stay at, but we're talking about laws, health care, earnings. Yes, it is safety for American men. Yeah, it is. That don't mean like shit. I don't even want to stay here. But people like I seen the reaction. That's why I doubled back. I seen the reaction in the chat. Like immediately once I said that, it's because people don't want to think deeper than the surface level shit. Like I know that I have it best in America. I know that. And I'm still deciding to leave. I'm not I don't think that Japan is gonna save me, or protect me. I know the risk I'm taking. But a lot of men, they're so angry here. They're so disillusioned that they don't think about none of that shit that I've heard you say over and over again. The law doesn't work in your favor in most of these countries, right? Something go wrong, you're gonna be the first to blame. You can't petition your local government, right? So all that being said, I know it. I won't be surprised if something goes wrong over there. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna expect anybody over there to come save me. Right,
but if men would just redirect that anger, in her book, Wake Up and Live, Dorothea Brand said, the same energy that you expend to fail, you can use that same energy to succeed. So why not use it to succeed? All you got to do is redirect it. I mean, if you want to know who to be angry at, just look in the mirror. It's you. You're the one who's in your own way. There's nobody really stopping you. But I have to agree with you. The Philippines is the best place for a Filipino man. But because of the world we live in, we got freedom of movement. Because I understand America. I understand the laws. I was brought up in America. Okay, what's up, Cisco?
What's up,
So that's why it's always going to be, the best place for me. But is it the most comfortable place for me? Is what I'm saying. Is it the most happiest place for me? It's certainly the best place. I said that a long time ago. I said, probably the woman who's most compatible with me is in America. That's just, because I'm raised from that soil. But let me say this, and people get mad when I say this. I don't know America shit. Everything I got, I earned. I work for it. I have no control over where I was born, what family I was born into, the color of my skin, or anything like that. So now I don't owe America anything. If I want to move out of the country, that's my choice.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I agree. I don't push back against that at all. I don't advocate for men to stay in America. I just advocate for us to be real about shit. Let's just be real. 1% of America, less than 1% of American men will become expats. We all ain't gonna make it there. You know what I mean? That's a very low percentage. You know, and so for everybody to be walking around like, oh, I'm getting out of here. Most of them are just waiting to die. You know what I mean? Like they just waiting to die. They put their life on pause here in America, thinking about where they want to go. I refuse to do it. I have a plan. But while I'm still here, I'm going to go out and enjoy myself. I'm going to spend time with my family. I'm going to do good shit instead of focusing just on all the reasons why I want to get out of here. So then when I do get to where I want to go, I ain't going to have no regrets. I'm not going to have any regrets. That's just for me, you know. So salute Cisco. Cal, I still
What's up,
got you on
Blizzard?
pause for a second until Cisco talk.
Oh no, I was just saying, what's up, everybody? And yeah, I think just to rewind real quick, I think the issue with the echo, I think what it is, Cal, is because you got the sound coming through your speakers, we're catching the echo from what your speakers are putting out is coming back into the stream. And that's why we're saying if you had headphones on, you could hear it, and then you could turn your volume down on your computer. I think it was recycling the sound. I think that's what it was.
Do I have a problem when I'm doing uh my live streams? I don't hear. I don't, and it's the
You,
same stream yard.
no, because
No,
it's
because
just you
just you
talking.
talking.
Because since it's just you talking, you're not going to hear that echo. But if somebody else is talking, you'll hear their voice coming through. We will hear their voice coming through your speakers. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, remember that's what happened last time. You had another guest. I can't remember who it was, but it was the same thing.
And you were the one who told me what to do, mute and stuff like that, and that's what I did.
Yeah, either
But
that or just
back
have
to
some headphones.
Blizz's point. But it's okay to take a break, and this is what I tell guys all the time. Most of you are now going to be able to move out of America, but it's okay to take a break. You got that good passport, man. It ain't as strong as it used to be, but shit, it's still stronger than most. You can go to a lot of places without a visa. You get, 30 days, 21 days, visa free stay. Take a damn break out of that matrix, man, away from that routine. This is the problem, man. You're in a routine. You find yourself in a rut. The only difference between a rut and a grave is the depth, man. It's the same thing, really. So you get frustrated. Remember, Louisville, Kentucky is only 384 square miles. The Earth is 197 million square miles approximately. So if all I'm doing is going around in Louisville, Kentucky, dating the same women, working the same jobs, going to the same restaurants, of course you're going to get frustrated. Of course you're going to get angry.
Yeah, absolutely. I second that 100%. You don't you don't even have to go across seas, man. I'll say that all the time. Go to a different neighborhood. Go to the other side of your state. Go to the other side of America. Go to Mexico. Just do something different. I heard you say that too, brother Cal. Take a different way home from work. Change something up, man. Like for me, it's little shit like that I'm trying to do now. And y'all gonna see me going like little places, not nothing crazy, because I do. It costs money to travel overseas. Costs a lot of damn money. That's why you see me going to Virginia, going to Rhode Island. Next month, I'm going to West Virginia. I'm trying to do little shit to keep me active, to keep my brain like off of the negative shit. I see it. I see all the negative shit. I just can't afford to focus on it so much as a lot of other people do.
Yeah, I'll climb onto that too. I think it is about getting out of your bubble. I think too many of these guys are in a bubble and they're trying to figure out why isn't it working? It's all these women. You know how many women you come across in your lifetime? It's like 0.000000000000001% of all the women in the world. if you actually get to know more than really 100 women in your lifetime, you're probably doing something. I don't know what you're doing, but you're never going to be able to meet that many people to really justify any kind of statement like all women are this or all women are that. But yeah, I mean, you got to get out of your bubble. I mean, I met my wife in a way that I never met anybody before. A friend introduced us. I would have never met her. We ran in completely different circles. We, had different types of jobs and stuff. I would have never met her. A friend introduced us, and the rest is history. But I agree. I think a lot of these guys are giving up before they even really start doing what they should be doing to meet the kind of woman they're looking for.
And to your point, you're exactly right. But we could be the problem because remember, every soul attracts its own. You're attracting into your life who you are. Whether it's your friends, whether it's the women, we're expecting just some unrealistic outcomes, man. Change the thinking. Change your thinking. Change the places you going. This is all, man. Read these books, man. These people know what they're talking about. It's called Wake Up and Live. You can get it for not even $2, probably. It's an old book. But that's what she's saying. People won't be honest, man. You guys are taking the same route home. You going to work the same day. You talk to the same people every day. You eat the same meals all the time. She said, go to a restaurant you've never eaten in before and try some food you've never tried. Whether it's Indian food, Mediterranean food. Get out of that routine, man. It'll drive you crazy. It will, Try something different. That's why she's saying wake up and live. Most of us are walking around like zombies, man. Once I figured that out, man, that I was the problem, I was the problem. Things got easier. That's one thing they teach you in recovery. You're the damn problem. Alcohol's not the problem. Your thinking is the problem that causes you to want to escape and pick up the drugs and the alcohol in the first place. You got to change your thinking, man. But it's too deep. It's simple, but it ain't easy. So people don't want to do it. We want the easier, softer way, man.
That's what I like. I noticed that, and it's amazing to me that nowadays, like, men are seeking the softer life. Man, I get it. It's hard as hell. We all been through it. It's not easy to survive in America and live and come out of that shit without some type of trauma, some type of scars on us. But nobody said this shit was gonna be easy. None of it. Like all the shit I talk about on my channel, I'm living it. I'm going through it. So like you said, go do something different. Take a different route home. I do that shit. Like I stop at a different park like once a week. Like so many fucking parks around here and just walk. Like I'm not a very sociable person. Like I coined the phrase sociable loner for a reason. It defines me to a T. But what I find myself doing now is talking to more and more and more people, willingly opening myself up to even have a conversation with a stranger, which I would never do even 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's working. I can feel it. Like, and the reason why I know I'm rambling, but like, I think the reason why y'all see me jumping out of planes and shit is because I'm scared to get stuck. Like, I'm not where I want to be at. It's going to take a while to get there. I'm doing the work behind the scenes, but I do not want to be stuck, man. Like, after being stuck for so fucking long, I don't know what it is. I haven't really thought it all the way through, but I'm going down this road and it's like, man, you might be doing all this crazy shit because you just don't want to be stuck, man. You scared to like sit fucking still for a little while. So I feel the need to go to West Virginia to get out of that bubble. I feel the need to go to Virginia. I feel the need to do like something exciting. Now it kind of caught me. That adrenaline now is like, Man, what you doing?
Grand Canyon jump. Let's go.
Yeah, I
Let's
don't know
go.
about that, but let me let Cal back in.
It sounds to me like you're going through a midlife crisis. Okay, that's all. You're running out of time, man. But back to like what you were talking about, if nothing changes, nothing changes. We don't want to do the work. If it was easy, everybody would do it. People look at the life that you live and others live and they think, oh, it's easy. No. Me and my American wife, this is the reason we used to get into it so much. She thought my job was easy because I wore a suit and tie. She didn't realize I'm out there knocking on doors, getting doors slammed in my face, having the police called on me, chasing dogs off. Sometimes I'd be in an appointment talking to the client, beating the dog off that they got trying to bite me. But I made it look easy. And she, that man, it pissed me off more than anything.
I would have loved to see Cal in his element doing that, because the only Cal we know is this Cal in the Philippines. Would love to see the Cal going, selling the insurance. I bet that was a different Cal, I bet. But to build on what Cal just said, he said, people are afraid to do the work. I don't know who said it, but somebody said, kind of to your point too, Blizzard. Somebody said most people are, or so, I'm gonna mess it up, but it's something to the effect of most people are afraid that they're powerless, but what they're really afraid of is that they're powerful beyond measure. And I think that the problem with a lot of people is they at least subconsciously they understand that they do have a lot of power over their own life. It's just like Cal said, they don't want to take the responsibility and accountability to use that power to get to a better place, because it's not easy and not everybody can do it. And if you're stuck, the last thing that you want to do is say, well, I'm the reason I'm stuck. You want to point the finger everywhere else. And the hardest thing to do, like we said, is point that finger at yourself, put that mirror in front of your face and say, okay, let's start here. Before you point a finger anywhere else, point it back at yourself. And until you can get that accountability and say to yourself, you know what, all of these things that I'm complaining about, what have I done to fix them? What have I personally done to fix and correct those things before I started pointing the finger at everybody else? So I think that accountability aspect is what people are really afraid of, that, they're going to be held accountable if they fail, because people don't like to fail. But, it's in Blizzard's lyrics, you learn more from your failures than you learn from your wins, and once you figure that out, it gets a lot easier to take chances, to take risks, because even if you fail, you're going to learn.
Absolutely. I mean, I agree. I've seen this one, like the easiest place to see this, to be honest, was from when I was coaching. But I see it in grown men too, because we used to have these kids. You always got one or two supremely just athletically gifted kids that would not ever give 100%. They would give 80%. They would give 90%. And all the years, like at first I didn't understand it. I get mad, I get upset. I tried different ways to motivate them. But what I ended up realizing was that these kids were scared to give 100% because they didn't know if 100% would ever be enough. And I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. It makes sense to me. They were scared that if they gave 100%, they might fail at 100%. At least if they gave 90%, they have something to blame. Well, I didn't try my hardest.
Mm-hmm.
If you get that 100% and you still fail, you got nobody else to blame. It's all on you. Yeah,
let me piggyback off both what y'all said, off of what both of you said. People are afraid to fail, but people also are afraid to succeed. But what if I succeed? Can I handle it? All the responsibility and everything that comes along with it, see?
Yeah.
This is what happens. A lot of people will sabotage our own success because you're afraid to succeed, man. You see it all the time in sports. You see it all the time in life. But they're afraid of success. I just looked it up. The average American only goes to 12 states in their whole lifetime. Imagine you talking about going overseas, and the average American only goes to 12 states, and most people, 17% of Americans never even venture outside of their state. I don't know if it's Maryland's damn phone.
Oh,
No, I'm
Don't
sorry,
blame
man. I don't
Maryland,
know
Cal.
what's
Don't
going
blame Maryland.
on.
We know that's your phone.
No, it's not. Booby's got mine.
We know
I
you're
don't know how
listening
to
at
cut this thing
OPM.
off.
We know you listen at OPM at night.
yeah, we gotta get brother Calvin some headphones, man. Put them on the panel.
But let me say this, Cisco. You were saying you would love to see me in my element. I was this way though. That's why I was so successful. Because
I can believe
people
that.
could relate to me. I go in somebody's house, I was just being myself. I wasn't putting on any airs. I was the least likely guy to succeed in the insurance business. I had no sales training. I didn't even know how to tie a tie when I first started in the business. But the guy who encouraged me to seek a career, he saw my kindness toward human beings, you know, and my um, I guess understanding, because I used to sell. Well, I ain't gonna say I didn't have no sales skills, but no professional skills at all. You know, I was shy, I was bashful, really, in front of people. But he saw the way my customer service was to him. I sold him a suit. He said, "Man, you really need to go into the insurance business. You really would do well." And of course, you know the reputation the insurance business has in the black community anyway. But all that's really changed. I didn't know anything then. I was like, no, I don't want anything to do with it. He just kept on and kept on badgering me until I finally agreed, man, and I'm glad that I did. But I was the same guy, man, that I am now. I was no different. It didn't matter. See, one thing in the insurance business, anything you're trying to sell, if you get a script, if you say the same thing to everybody, it increases your confidence. If you're just going in there, you know, flying on the seat of your pants, making shit up as you go, it ain't gonna happen. I had a script from day one, all the way till I retired. And I'd say the same thing. It didn't matter if they lived in the projects or if they lived out on, you know, Hurstbourne Lane. Whether they had a college degree or they never went to school at all, I said the same thing. Talked about the same stuff because people are at the core are the same, man. You know, we make this shit up, guys.
We got surrounding line in the building. Salute, bro. Can you hear me? Oh man.
Who was it?
We lost him. Sir Ronalot.
Oh, okay.
The link is there. Hit that link again if you want to come back up. But yeah, I think one of the things I am trying to do is show this side of it, like just the real side of what we go through before we become expats. I'm living it. Like I'm out here busting my ass. You don't see this side. Nobody shows the side from America. If they do, it's like, oh, going to meet my LDR or some bullshit that nobody needs. Like nobody needs. I don't give. Like let's be real. I don't need to hear that. It ain't helping me out at all. But how do you prepare to become an expat, man? I would have loved. That's the Calvin I would have loved to see. You know what I mean? What you did leading up to making that move, because that's a huge move, man. We sit here, we see online like it's easy. Shit, it ain't easy. Y'all, like you said, y'all make it look easy. That is not an easy one. It's just not an easy decision to come across, especially when you got family here, your roots are here. Yeah. It's the only place you really know. You know, then you to actually pull the trigger, sell your shit, and move overseas. Like that's the part I want to see somebody go through to vlog about. But
yeah, well, you're never gonna see that part, but That's the definite goal that you have. See, remember, I started coming to the Philippines in 2009. I didn't retire here until 2018. So all from 2009 to 2018 is the work. Guys, all you got to do, man, it's just the way your subconscious works. Guys, I've been studying this stuff for years, ever since I was little. But people don't believe it. They think that God is the answer to everything. So if God is the answer, why even ask the question? Guys, it's universal law at work here. We're not standing still. The earth is spinning at 1,037 and a third miles per hour. Your senses, the five senses they taught you about, just don't pick up on that. So that means that the earth isn't spinning and it's not rocketing through the universe at 60,000 miles an hour. It is. So when you put a goal out there, then you start taking baby steps. Sometimes you can just feel like it's already happened. I've already got what I want, man. You'll be shocked, man. When I first wanted to come to the Philippines, I did not have the money at all. I was behind on my bills. Okay, at home. I wrote it down. When I wanted to go, what I was going to do in exchange, to go to the Philippines. You can't get something for nothing. And then I started walking toward that. And next thing you know, let's see, that was July. February, I had enough money I could have took 4 or 5 people with me to the Philippines. But we don't believe in this stuff, so we don't do it. Nobody teaches us. They think, oh, it's a scam. It's not, man. You got a subconscious mind. All you got to do is feed it. It's like Aladdin's lamp. Remember, he finds the lamp and he rubs it. And they said, well, we grant you 3 wishes. Imagine you walking around with that in your head. You just don't use it. But let me tell you this, how I know it's real. The way you living now is based on what you're thinking. So, like I said, you're always going to be the problem. You're thinking that way. You become what you think about. So if you're thinking failure, if you're thinking won't and all of that, oh, I'm never going to be able to retire. I'm never going to make it overseas. And you keep saying that over and over and over, you're going to be living that reality. But you just say, man, you know what? In 2 years, the hell with this job. I'm going to have the money. I'm going to do it. This is what the 9 years was for me. When I brought my wife and son over there, I had 4 more years. In 4 years, I was in the Philippines, man, living. That wasn't her dream. That's why she ran off and went back to America. But it was my dream.
Absolutely. I called that I did a video just what you're talking about. I just framed it different. I said your mind has its own algorithm. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as saying you are what you think. Thoughts become actions. It's what you're feeding it. So if you choose to every day focus on negative shit, that's what you're gonna get back. If you choose to hang around negative people, that's you. It's a reflection of yourself. Like you said, if you choose to set that goal and every day take one step toward that goal, if you choose to think one positive thought every day, guess what? Now it becomes a habit. What you practice over and over again becomes your life. It's the same thing, man. You create your own algorithm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Salute, Charm City. How you doing, bro?
Hey man, I'm doing wonderful, man. I've been on them airways. I don't know who I am. I've been on them airways for a minute. But I will say this, man, to your point. A lot of brothers are starting to slow down and starting to calm down because a lot of these crash outs that's happening overseas is really brothers that sit back and think about their strategy. It's like when you get your license, you're excited to drive the car. But once you drive the car enough, or you see enough of your co-workers or friends, whatever the case may be, crash out, you're not gonna want to be so soon to, hop on that highway when you know you're not ready. So the same thing goes with traveling. I know I've been one of those people, man, that hasn't been, you know, I've been all over the place. I look at y'all brothers, y'all show the little, the photos of you being in the Philippines, the Dominican Republic, whole 9 yards. And like many people, we get it about making plans, but we make plans when our money not right. So luckily for me, I had wise people. I've been in contact with what I mean? I've been in contact with other people. I'm gonna land my plane on this. Enough of us that's YouTube. We don't utilize the resources, like y'all. We act on our hormones and we go over these countries and we act a fool. So it's just about just slowing down, man, and just listening to you guys and just making a real plan. Cause like Unc said, the Philippines ain't going nowhere. The DR ain't going nowhere. The party start when you land. So that's really all I gotta say on that.
Appreciate that, man. You're absolutely right. Cal.
Yeah, that's real talk, man. But until I see somebody like Blizz crash out overseas or Cisco crash out overseas, I'm not gonna get too worried because the guys you see crashing out overseas, man, their characters fucked up before they even got on the plane.
They were
A lot of
crashing out
these
at
guys
home.
ain't got no business even going overseas, in the condition they broke, you know. But I don't knock anybody from, trying to live their dream. But
Well,
most
I think
guys, man, we got what it takes. We just in our own way. We hold ourselves back. We're insecure. We're afraid, man. It takes courage, man, to be successful and to live your dreams. If you're not courageous, you're going to still sit there on that job in that old fucked up marriage and blame everybody else, man. Until you decide, because people talk crazy about me. Man, why you going to the Philippines? You'll be back. Now they all in my DMs. What's the cost of living over there? What's the women like over there? And everything. The same people. My family didn't even know about, they never even uttered the word Philippines till I came over here. Now it's all on they man. But you are what you think about, man. Okay, so if you're thinking failure, if you're thinking mediocrity, that's what you are. I was in the crack house, man. I used to live in the crack house. So one day I woke up and said, I want something better. And I walked out of the crack house into the penthouse of life, man. And people were shocked. The dope man used to ask me, man, what did you do? They wanted to be me. I used to want to be them. They turned around and wanted to be me. Like, what in the world did you do? How did you accomplish that? Man, you walking around with $1 billion machine on your shoulders. Use it. We don't use it. We only use it like Curly. Eat, what? Sleep and have sex. That's it. Raise your level of thinking, man. You'd be shocked, guys.
Yeah, I think part of the problem too for a lot of guys is that, especially nowadays with social media and internet, everybody sees, what the dreams the dreams are out there. And they see all these people doing these amazing things, traveling the world, having yachts, having fancy cars, having beautiful women, doing whatever they want. And everybody wants that. Unfortunately, everybody can't have that. Not in America. Our system wasn't built to make everybody a millionaire. Our system wasn't built so that everybody's dream comes true. That dream that they sell about the American dream, it's not for everybody. It never was. Not from day one. It never has been. That's just what it is for most people, a dream. And they'll never realize that kind of lifestyle. I'll never realize that kind of lifestyle. So once you realize that, what you have to realize is that, hey, it doesn't mean that I have to be stuck where I'm at. I can get past where I'm at. I can get closer to that life and that dream that I have. But the problem is it takes work. And all the stuff that these people put on the internet, they don't show all the work they do. They don't show all the struggle that they go through. They don't show all the fake shit that they're really portraying. There's a lot of things that are just not what they seem also. So without that game plan, without that strategy to get from point A to point B, a lot of people are lost. And I think that's why you see a lot of these guys, like you said, I want to leave the country, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. you don't have to do that. You could live a decent life where you're at. You don't have to, run to another country. But if that's what you decide to do, you have to do like what Cal is saying. You have to have a game plan. You have to have a strategy. You can't just fly to another country and just assume that everything's just going to fall in your lap, because it's not going to work like that. I mean, for myself, I think Blizzard said this too. It's not that I hate America. I'm not trying to leave because I think it's, this or that. I just want a life, a better life than I'm having right now. Not that my life is so bad. It's just I want a better life than what I'm having right now, and that's what I see myself doing. But we're working on a plan. Without that plan, you're just bound to fail.
I agree. It's like for me, we were talking about this when I was on Calvin's panel. The Philippines is a very low barrier to entry. I could probably live in the Philippines right now. Absolutely, I could live in the Philippines right now. Would I be happy there? No, it's not for me. But that's the easiest road. That would be the easiest road. I've been there. I'm a little bit comfortable with being there. The cost of living is good. The women are beautiful. All of that. You know what I'm saying? If it's not the right place for me, right? What would happen if I sold everything and moved to the Philippines without going there first to research? I get stuck. We've seen guys do it. They make these rash decisions, man. Get out of here. Oh shit, this America sucks. Let me go to the Philippines. Sight unseen. Some people never even took a vacation to visit there. And they pack up everything, move to the Philippines. 6 months later, whatever they thought was gonna happen didn't happen. Now the Philippines is the worst thing. Oh, the Philippines sucks. No, it's not the country. It wasn't the country you moved from either. It was you. You didn't take the time to fix whatever you had going on, whether it was emotional, whether it was mental, whether it was substance. You didn't take the time to fix it. So you encountered the same problems you ran into in the place you thought you were getting away from.
Well, Blaze, can I say something real quick?
Hold up. Go ahead, bro.
I think Onk set the blueprint. You know what I mean? Like, when you follow all these successful YouTube content creators, they all started their footprint years before they made that big move. Like, Onk made his move in 2009. My guy, Roland, a Wandering Traveler, he made his move 5 years ago. But here's the thing. They all had something, some skin in the game. Insurance, real estate, the whole 9 yards. I think the problem is because I've always been the type of dude that's been against escapism a little bit. And then where we at in 2026, AI got such a big hold on us and controlling the way we view relationships, controlling the way we view just ourselves, that we're not really taking the time to really look at traveling from a logical perspective. I know I've been one of them people. See, I don't want to go to a country and leave here with a hate for women. I love women because here's the bottom line. You go to any of them countries, no matter if they speak the language or not, a woman is going to be a woman. So a woman going to play on your vulnerabilities. If you hate the sister here, she going to juice you out of your money, whether you in Manila, Santo Domingo, whatever the case may be. I just feel as though a lot of times, man, we're so anxious and we're so bone dry here that we're not really starting, the foundation on ourselves. We just taking ourselves at face value to these countries. We're really, in truth, we gotta treat ourselves like the military. When somebody's getting ready for deployment, there's a whole exercise and training exercise that you got to go through in order to board that plane seas. So why not look at it as though like we in Rocky IV mode? we training for Drago because we got to take our best version of ourselves over there because nobody's going to help us. Onk has covered so many brothers, so many men in general who has fell on their face. And it's countless of stories that will never make the airways because people are so embarrassed. We just got to start being smart. I had my passport, but I knew as I land my plane, I knew I wasn't going to be ready. I know with my kind of personality, with me loving, for lack of a better word, pussy, the way that I love pussy, I knew I would have went to the Philippines or to the DR and got turned. So luckily for me, I had people on my ear. But what do you think is being a real cause for men to just say, fuck all the advice that I hear Sunshine Shoulders and all these other people say. I'm just gonna go over here because what the fuck he know? We gotta start listening to the people who's actually doing it instead of, thinking that we know more than them. And I'm gonna land my plane on that.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, all you guys are hitting it on the nose. Wherever you go, you take yourself with you. So you got to work on yourself. Imagine trying to leave America. You're saying you can't make it in America. The bar is so low in America that they've lowered the bar so low that it's the easiest place on the planet to earn a living and raise a family. So it's not America, really. It's you. So you got to work on yourself, man. I worked on myself a lot of years before I ended up over here. I didn't just, this isn't luck. See, when he was like, well, why don't they listen to Sunshine Shows? Because they don't want to give you credit. I'm a black man. It's always got to be luck. I've got to be a scammer. I've got to have took some type of shortcuts or something to get to where I am. They always trying to discount, my accomplishments, which I'm glad I don't listen to them. But this is the answer to your question. They think it's easy. We make it look easy. Oh, I'm going to get on the plane. You're the problem, guys. It's not America. It's not the Philippines. Once you start traveling and your mind expands, it'll never go back to where it used to be. When you start, like Cisco was talking about, it's good to have options. Okay, you don't want to go to the Philippines, go to Thailand then, go to Vietnam, go to Brazil, go to Mexico where most expats are. But it's good to have options, guys, but you are the problem. If you don't hear nothing else I say on this live stream, you're the damn problem. It's not a woman. It's not your job. It's not the family you were born into. You got $1 billion brain up here. Use it for something other than eating, sleeping, and fucking. And you might have a chance, man, to go somewhere. What I did wasn't exclusive to me. Millions of people have stopped using drugs. Millions more never used it to begin with. But I'm saying it's never too late. And I think people, we count ourselves out, man. Oh, it's too late. I got my kids to raise. I'm married. I got this job. Man, start making plans. And you'll be shocked. One day you're going to wake up and be living your damn dreams. You'll be living your plans like I am. I don't care if you don't believe it. Okay?
I'll say
Yeah.
first, real quick, Blizzard, I want to say shout out to the people in the chat. I'm reading these comments. I can't chat back the for whatever reason. Sometimes I'm able to do it. Sometimes I'm not. I think it's the what do you call it? The web browser that I use. If I use the one for Apple, it doesn't work. If I use the one for Google, I can usually chat, and I picked the wrong one. So anyway, but shout out to the people in the chat because I'm reading your chat. There's some funny stuff going on there. But I want to say real quick too, yeah, absolutely. Cal did not get where Cal is at overnight. It didn't just happen like he just went to the Philippines and suddenly he's where he's at right now. He went through a lot of shit. He says it all the time. All the stuff that he's talking about are things that happened to him. He's not saying this stuff that he's just pulling out of his ass and seeing what sticks. He's saying this is the stuff that happened to me. This is how I know this. This is what I went through. And I've said it before that, a wise person learns from the mistakes of others. You know, you learn from the mistakes from others. He's telling you the mistakes that he's made, and instead of getting butthurt about it, you know, just listen. If it doesn't apply to you, then pass it on. You know, and I think that's the problem for a lot of people. Again, here in America, is that you know you're trying to have this imaginary life and lifestyle. You know, like I said, because the dream gets sold to us, and not everybody's going to have that dream. And you think to yourself, well, if I just had enough money, you know, I would be fine. Money is not going to be your problem either. Okay, that's not the issue either. You can have all the money in the world. How many people become millionaires through the lottery and they lose all their damn money? Most of them. How many of these athletes do you see, you know, they're millionaires and all of a sudden they're broke next time you see them? Money is not that. You have to change yourself. The only advantage you have when you go over to the Philippines, you go to any other country, a lot of times the only advantage you have is you have that extra money. But you're the same person, you have the same plan, you have the same way of thinking that you did over here, you're taking it over there. Guess what? You're not going to succeed over there just because you have some extra money. You might last a little longer, you might have a little bit of a better lifestyle for a while, but after a while, your fucked up mindset is going to catch up with you. And that's where we see all these dudes crashing out. Oh, I lost 100,000. She took all my money. No, she didn't take all your money. You gave it to her. You gave it to her. You were giving it to them over here, and then you blame them because all they want me is for my money. What else do you have? What else do you have besides your money? Do you have a plan in your life? You know, do you have you know, are you a leader? Are you someone who has something to offer besides money? You know, you can't blame women for, you know, taking all your money if that's all you have to offer, because that's all you're giving. You know, so I mean, yeah, you definitely have to change what's going on up here while you're here before you go over there and learn the hard way, because the average Filipino in the Philippines isn't living a dream. They're not living a dream. They're living what you think you're living in America, they're really living in the Philippines. Okay, so just because you go over there with a little bit more money than they got, like Cal says, the average American man couldn't survive a day in a Filipino man's shoes. Not a damn day. You would lose your mind. You couldn't do it. So just a little extra money isn't going to make you suddenly, like, you know, be the guy. You know, so yeah, it's up here.
Yeah, that's why, like always say, man, I my plan is years in the making, man. I'm trying to make sure that I do everything right, and really able. I'm gonna have to work overseas. I'm gonna have to get a job and work, and that's not easy to do in Japan. The barrier to entry is very high, so I got to get everything right, man. I'm not willing. I'm not the type of person that's willing to risk failing
Yeah, man.
in another country. And you could call that whatever you want, but it's like I'm so grateful for that attitude though, because like I said, I could be in the Philippines right now. If I was the type of person to pull that trigger on that first trip, you know, and not like sit back and think like, oh, wait a minute now, you know, let me really look around. Let me really see shit. And that first trip, you know, my nose was open. Like I was just my first trip overseas. I'd never been overseas before. You know, I got that exhale moment, the weight of the world off my back, feeling like, you know what I'm saying? I don't gotta go to work. I don't gotta do shit but what I want to do.
Man.
And that could be a dangerous time, man. Don't react off of that first trip. I'm telling you, because it's an illusion. It's a good feeling. It all feels good, no matter what you're doing. Even
just like in relationships.
even when you ain't doing shit, you know. So I'm glad I took the second trip, and that second trip, I really like looked around. It's like I don't really think this is for me, you know. I said I didn't want the loudness, the chaos. So why would I come here? Why would I move here? I love the Philippines. I love the country. But if this is, you know, I don't want to live in the province, but I don't want the city to be that damn chaotic either, you know? So for me, that's kind of the reason why I'm like, I got to keep looking. And I think a lot of men get stuck on that first trip, that first feeling, that first girlfriend. the first time being with a woman half their age or whatever, the first time feeling that femininity, you want to call it, from a woman. You get stuck on that initial feeling, and it can be dangerous, man. It could cost you. I'm not gonna lie. But let me unmute Cal.
Well, it's a good thing to know what you want. See, that's why Napoleon Hill said you can ask 100 people what they want out of life, and only 2 of them can be specific. Everybody else is general because people really don't know what they want. They can't tell you what they're going to do with the rest of their life. So it's good that you come over here a few times, let the dust settle. But if you don't know what you want, if you just following the followers like most of us do, my dream is not Blizz's dream. It's not Cisco's dream. It's mine alone. It's okay to have your own dream. You got to know what you're looking for. You knew evidently because you came to the Philippines and the second time you was like, nah, this ain't for me. And it's okay. You don't hurt my feelings because I know what I'm looking for. But I'm going to live my dream, man. I'm going to blaze my own path. It's okay if we walk shoulder to shoulder so far, but at some point, man, you got to eventually be on your own, make your own decisions, man. And, the bottom line is people just don't have a plan. They don't have a dream. They don't have a goal. They can't be specific about it. They just drifting around out here. And yeah, they get frustrated. They see somebody else with the courage and everything to do what they want to do. Of course, they hate you for that. But you're the problem. You're always going to be the problem. You're the problem, and then you're the solution. There's nothing outside of you that's going to fix you. It's all on the inside. We're always looking for somebody to blame. That's the easy way, guys. Until you can get with that, and, because that's the problem. You're not going to admit it. You're the problem.
And it's very liberating well, I don't. Whenever I say this, it comes out wrong. So I'm gonna try again. I care about what people. Well, let me put it this way: the people that I respect, I care about what they think about me. I really do care about what they think about me. Both of you men on this panel, I do care what you guys think about me. I've been in both of your communities long enough. I know you, well enough through that, to say, hey, these are 2 guys that I respect. I don't always agree with everything they say. They don't always agree with everything I say. But at the end of the day, ultimately, the core of who they are is a good person. The core of who they are is somebody that I can respect. So that being said, I do care what you guys think about me. But having said that, like Cal said, your dreams are not my dreams. And that's okay. And I don't have to do things the way you do things. I can listen to what you say. I can look at, what your successes and your failures are. But at the end of the day, I have to decide for myself what's good for me. And I didn't always think like that. I was all, back in the day, I was trying to imitate or copy what somebody else was doing because I thought to myself, oh, they succeeded. I'll just do what they did. Okay, but I didn't even think about, is what they have actually what I want? Or am I just seeing that they're happy and their success? But is that really what I want for myself? And once I figured that out, I was like, what do I really want for myself? And the way that I get to where I want to be isn't the same as what that person did to get where they wanted to be. I gotta figure it out for myself. You can always look at other people and take advice, like somebody said in the chat, learn from other people, no doubt. But you have to set your own course. You have to find your own path. And that starts with knowing what your destination is. Where do you want to end up? Be realistic. Like I said, everybody is not going to be a millionaire. Everybody's not going to, be able to go move overseas and create a life. Everybody's not going to be able to leave their state. Wherever you're at, you gotta make the best of what you got. And figuring out where you want to go and how you get there, that's where it starts. So I mean, for me, it was like I said, I respect you guys and I respect a lot of other people. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I gotta do for myself. It's not to make you happy, it's to make me happy.
Yeah, and it's not even that, I could look at somebody else's life, or somebody could look at somebody else's life and want what they want, but can you get it? Can you get it? And are you willing to go through what they went through to get it? Because you don't know. Like if Calvin didn't tell us his backstory, we wouldn't know what he endured to get where he at. And a lot of people don't. Like there are millionaires that are miserable. You know what I'm saying? It's like there are kids born with silver spoons in their mouth. We envy them, some of them. Like, your parents are rich. They don't even see their fucking parents. You know what I mean? Like I'm not rich, but I got the love and affection from my parents. I know what that feels like. And then some people like I said, we look at them like, oh, look at these rich kids. They're just spoiled, not even thinking that they've never felt love from their own parents. Imagine that feeling, you know? It's just something like that. It can change the way you think. It can change the way you see things if you try to look at life that way. Like I don't want Calvin's life. I'm not throwing no shade or nothing because I don't know what he went through to get there. Would I be willing to suffer whatever he had to suffer, to sacrifice whatever he had to suffer? If the answer is yes, then yeah, I'll have my own version of it, but it'll be my version. You know what I'm saying? So,
And he's told us, Cal has told us, and salute to Cal for being so transparent. And I know he said it before, he messed up because he was so transparent. He used his real name and he used his real, backstory. He didn't make up a bunch of shit. Salute to him for being honest and open about, where he's come from. There are not very many people who have been able to overcome an addiction. And I know this because I've had people in my own family and in my own life, my friends and people that I care about who've tried to overcome it. And the vast majority do not. And to be able to come from that to be where he's at now and be happy in his own skin, who who in this chat and who on this panel would be willing to start from where he started right now and go through everything he went through to get to where he's at right now? Like you said, not a damn person would. But he did it. He did it because it was his path. He took his path and he owned it. And that's what I'm saying. You got to take your own path and you got to own it. You can't follow what other people do. You can learn from it. You can take advice from it, but your path is your path. And salute to Brother Time.
Brother Time's in
Hey,
the
what
building. How
time
you
is it?
doing, man?
Let's
What's going
go.
on, fellas?
What's going on, man?
This
It's
is a
good to see you,
legendary
Brother,
man.
hey,
panel
Cal,
right
how you
here,
doing,
man.
man? Brother Cal,
Hold on, let me unmute him. I gotta unmute him.
what
But I
time
wanted
is
him
it?
to see if he. Yo, I don't know, bro. It's good to see you. That's all I know, man. Right, for
Hey,
real,
man,
bro. You
Hell
made
yeah.
my day today, man.
I told you I was gonna get up on here, man. How you doing? How's everybody
Oh
doing?
man, we doing good, bro.
Salute,
I
Russ.
appreciate y'all, all of y'all, man.
Icy.
I swear to God, man. Y'all don't know how
Yeah,
much this mean to me, bro. To have this panel
hey,
right
man, you
here.
know how it is, man. You know,
Keith
I'm out here
Marsh.
doing some videos. See, nobody don't know I have a channel, but maybe YouTube. I got a little small channel. And shout out to you, Cal, man. You really inspired me to get to where I'm at. I'm trying to do a little YouTube, and I know I'm not going to get to where you at. Like Cisco was saying, man. All the stuff that you go through, I don't think the average man can deal with it. All the hate, man, all the people following you around. I don't think I want that. But shout out to you, man, just being an inspiration to a lot of people out there, a lot of brothers. Been listening to you for about almost going on 4 years, and I learned a lot from you, man. So I appreciate it. I've been in the Philippines a few times, and a lot of stuff that I was gonna get myself into. You was behind back of my mind and said, Calvin said this, or Cisco said this. I know you guys been over in the Philippines, so I said, I've been that. Do that. So I've learned so much from you guys, man. I just really appreciate everyone's channel. And the problem is with men today, men are jealous of one another. That's the main thing. We jealous. We constantly hate on each other. Gotta stop hating on each other. That's our main problem. We don't want to see the next man get to the next level, you know? And that's the main thing when I see you on YouTube, especially in the Philippine space, the travel vlogger space. We don't want to see the next man get to the top, you know? It's just like the crab in the barrel mentality. You know, we constantly want to, bring one another down. That's the problem. We got to stop all this hate, man. I can't stand it. See, I don't want to get big. You know, that's why I went through the fragrance part, and it's hate over here. It's hate all over YouTube. That's the problem. We get hate.
Yeah.
I started with 34 subscribers, and I just got on the camera and just started talking. I said, okay, I'm just going to talk. Everyone know, I am a 20, 30-year-old horticulturist. I know about a lot about plants, and I did a lot of cross hybriding, and I got into botany. So I'm not gonna bore y'all with plants and stuff, but I took it to my hobby. See, I have a hobby. I'm a fragrance collector. I collect fragrances. See, a lot of people don't know that. And
knowledgeable.
Plants are in fragrances. That without the plants, there's no fragrance. So that's how I got started. And I said, well, I might as well take my hobby, because I went through a lot of depression. See, a lot of men were depressed. And a lot of people that we don't want to face reality, especially in America. We're depressed, and we don't know how to let that depression out. So some people will go to alcohol, go to drugs, going chasing women. I went to my hobby, and I started, I collect fragrances. So I said, I might as well, since I got over 100 fragrances, I might as well just take it to YouTube and just start sharing it. So that's what I started doing. So that basically cured my depression. My mom died. So I'm gonna tell you guys now, listen, my mother, my auntie passed away. 2 weeks after that, my mom passed away. A month after that, my brother-in-law passed away, all in 1 year. Now you'd imagine what the average man would deal with that. My brother, he's still not right. He had to go to a mental hospital. So it takes a lot of I tell you, a lot of people don't believe in prayers, but I believe in prayer. It takes a lot of courage, and just the average what I went through, to get through that trauma that I went through. That was devastating, man, losing my mother. So I went to my hobby, and I just started, doing fragrance collecting. I started doing videos, and from 34 subscribers, I'm almost at 1,600. So, which I ain't tripping on, it's nothing.
Salute,
but
bro.
it makes me, it got me out of my depression. Let me just say that. And just listen to you guys.
And you sponsored. And he sponsored. And you sponsored.
Yeah. I got sponsored by L'Oreal. Do a little things for them. So here I am, man. Here I am. I'm with Time is a Travel. Cal, I do got a small channel. I do a spin wheel myself. See, a lot of people don't know that. I do a little spin wheel. I got a lot of subscribers from the Philippines. A lot of my girl over there, Valio, she told a lot of friends, and I know she was gonna do all that. I said, please don't do that. But I started like a spin wheel to kind of help the people, just going through, the different catastrophic events that's going on over the Philippines. Also in America, you guys know I'm a big giver. I give away a lot of fragrances, man, and a lot of sponsors. They give me a lot of colognes and fragrances. I just give them away. What I'm gonna do with all of them, so I just give them away. Everybody know me. They call me Mr. Smell Good, so I don't have no problem dealing with women in America, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you.
Let's go, bro. Let's go.
I don't have a problem. I'm not saying I'm a Mac and all that stuff. I ain't about all that.
We know you like those big Shirleys, man. We know.
Love a man that smell good. Can I say that? Well, you take, like Calvin say, you take care of yourself. You eat right, you dress nice, are decent, but smell good. Just by every day. And I'm just not making this up. People will ask me, hey man, or woman, hey, what are you wearing? I go and give them the fragrance. I say, I'm wearing this. I didn't got phone numbers. I didn't got, but basically a lot of the women out here in America, they want, money. Like every woman want money. But over here in America, they are something else, brother. They want that man with that big money. And I just be myself, So, but anyway,
I say they cut from the same cloth we cut from. Basically, they are counterparts. We act up, they act up. They ain't no different, man. They under the same pressure. We under the same pressure we under.
You know what, Blaze? Blaze, I'm gonna say something before I get off, man, because I just got back to be more. But the one thing I'm gonna say, I put out a video early on the members only talking about the Yummy 6. But
yeah, that was a good video.
Yeah, the Yummy 6 goes beyond the woman. It's life. You gotta make your life a Yummy 6. I mean, we look at people, whether it be in our everyday life, whether it be people online, and we try to be like them instead of being comfortable in the lane in which we running in. At the end of the day, man, we know the facts. Dating is monetized, but you know what I mean? What lane are you willing to run in for your own mental health? And you know what I mean? I believe a lot of times in 2026, we got such a scroll mindset, whether it be IG, TikTok, whatever the case, even YouTube. We got such a scroll mentality that we forgot what it means to be comfortable in our own lane. I tell people this all the time. You calling big Shirley's. I'm looking at it like this. I got a Kim Whitley, Jill Scott type of lane when I'm in the United States. I know in that lane, that's going to be a lane I'm going to be able to run in, and I know them. They know me. I ain't got to chase no IG models. I ain't got no issues. That's my version of the Yummy 6. So as I get out this panel, man, I just want to say, man, it's an honor. I've been on y'all top for years, through my YouTube page. I mean, listen, I'm Ray Shaw Smith, just in case, y'all don't know about them. But at the end of the day, man, we gotta make our life a Yummy 6. It go way beyond pussy, man. You know what I mean? You gotta have a Yummy 6 when it comes to the way you earn. You gotta have a Yummy 6 with the country that you traveling in, the township that you in. Because who gives a fuck? When you die, man, ain't nobody on this fucking panel gonna care when you in hospice or when you got a toe tag. So why not live for the now? And that's all I gotta say, man. You fellas have a good one, man. One.
Yo, salute, bro. Thank you.
I just want to say I will care about everybody on this panel.
Let me let Cal. Let me let Cal talk.
Man, that's some good stuff. Shout out What Times It Travels, man, family.
What's up, my brother?
I went on your channel the other day, but to address what you were saying, first of all, I've been sober since May the 13th, 1998. It wasn't like I just got sober, okay? To Cisco's point, being real and being transparent, that's all I know. That's how I was raised. So when I came on YouTube, I thought everybody was transparent and real. I don't know what it means to be fake. But to deal with the hate is nothing compared to being out on the street at 2 o'clock in the morning. You done ran out of money. You trying to get another hit. That's nothing against these fools making these videos and talking all this crap that they talk about me. Man, that's nothing, man. I really been through the ringer. I've been through the fire. That's why I can ignore these guys. Okay? And the ones that talk that shit, they couldn't walk a block in my shoes.
Right, man.
You understand? But it was good to see Ray Shaw too on here, man. He's telling the truth, guys. I don't have to be nobody but Calvin Roach. That's it. It's easy to be me, man. That's why it's so easy to do my YouTube channel, because I keep the focus on me. We want to keep, it's just like What Times to Travel. You got the right mindset. Talk about something you really know about. that you're an
Right.
expert. Okay, who knows more about you than you? No, but we want to make up these topics and talk about what everybody else is talking about, and you don't know a damn thing about them subjects, man. You know, talk about what you seeing, living, and experiencing. That's gonna help people. People are gonna
Right.
relate. You saying as long as you say I'm never gonna get that big, guess what? You're never gonna get that big. I had no
Right.
idea that my channel was gonna gain the traction it did, but now that it's here, I can handle it. But it wasn't something I went to bed every night praying, oh, well, I need this or I need that. Because, man, YouTube, man, would drive you crazy. Trying to figure it out, the algorithm. And, oh, why does his video got 100,000 and mine only got 1,500? And we talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm a better speaker than him and all that, man. Just do the best, create the best content you can. You know, control the things that you can control and let that go. But man, all that hate, I promise y'all guys, if it bothered me, I'd be in jail already. But they don't know what it's like trying to get another one, man, and you can't do it. You fiending, man. You done spent your whole paycheck. You know, if you go home, your wife is, ain't gonna let you in. I've been through that kind of stuff. So the YouTube is nothing to me, man. But having been through that and living the life I'm living now, I can enjoy it, man. I can really appreciate it. I'm not fake, man. There's nothing fake about me.
No, it's not, Cal. That's one thing. You don't do a lot of editing. I noticed that too. You at this for years. I don't see you do a lot of editing in your videos, which is awesome to me. I mean, you get the traction that you get. You don't do a lot of editing. You do some. Now I'm gonna say that song that Blizzard put out for you, that's a banger, man. That's a hit. Blizzard, you got to get royalties for that, brother. That's a hit, man. Now you did a song for me. I haven't got around. I'm so dang busy now. Ladies and gentlemen, I live in California, and I'm gonna tell you something. Gas is $10 a gallon.
Cali.
Okay, gas is almost $10 a gallon. All right, it's about, and that's in some areas of California. All right, I just went to the grocery market and I bought about 6 items. It was $80. I kid you not, $80. All right, I live in the most expensive state. I said about the 3rd most expensive state in the United States, and that's California. I'm be straight transparent. I make over $100,000 a year. I make pretty good money. Now I have a pretty good lifestyle. I'm not trying to be rich or none of that. I've been working at my job for the last 10, 20 years. I'm gonna retire in 3 years. And I'm not going to pack everything up and run to the Philippines. I'm not going to do that. Now, what I'm going to do, I got kids here still. I have grandkids. They need me here. But I was going to do is, do what Cal does. He does 3 months. I mean, he goes to Vietnam. He goes to Thailand. That's what I was going to do. I was going to go, maybe 2 months in Vietnam, a month in Thailand, and just, move around to just being in one spot. But I don't think I don't want to just travel, just, sell everything what a lot of guys do and sell everything and then blow their whole life savings. I'm not doing that because it's common. And it's sad that guys, now I'm gonna tell you this. I just looked at my 401k Friday. Now I have a pretty good amount of money now. I've been saving it since I was 20 years old. Okay, it's not $1 million, guys, but it's a good amount. All that hard work, working all that overtime, working Saturdays, Sundays. If God made an 8th day, I worked it. I've sacrificed. Okay, had 2 homes. I mean, I've done it all. Had nice cars, all that stuff. At 59 years old, it means absolutely nothing to me now. Most important thing what means to me is taking care of Billy. That's the only person I have to deal with. I'm not, because just being a man in 2026, that's the hardest part. Just being a man in 2026, trying to maintain, a good mindset of trying to make it every day. So all that cars, all that stuff, I don't care about all that stuff. I got a 2019 Toyota. It gets me to A to B. while my neighbor got Mercedes and Benzes and all this stuff, and half of them are in the parking lot. He got 3 cars. He got 2 Mercedes, 2 Benzes. One he drives, the other one in the parking lot broke down because he can't afford the part. See that? You know, I ain't trying to do that. See, and that's our problem. That's you know. So I looked at my 401k and I said, I worked hard. I can retire now if I wanted to. Like, shout out to you, Cisco. But I'm gonna stay here. You know, I got a daughter I got to raise. I got, you know, my sons. I ain't gonna say my kids still need me. They you know, they're in the 30s, but your kids always gonna be your kids. I don't care if they're 50. They're always gonna be your kids, you know. And you know, I know, you know, they got to take care of themselves and all that, but I'm scared for them living out here in California, man, because you know they're not gonna be able to own a home. I don't think they're gonna own a condo because it's so dang expensive out here. But you know, anyway, guys, it's just really good to just see everybody. You know, like I said, I've learned a lot from you guys' channel, man, and you know, just looking at your Calvin for the last, you know, almost 5 years, man. You know, you never something you see my face, but it's just like I said, this is really good to see you.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming up, man. Let me say something though. I ain't staying in the States for my kids, man. I ain't doing it, bro. When I leave, it's gonna be at the right time, and I ain't gonna have no guilt. I always talk about the guilt I have, you know, and I haven't even left yet. That's getting less and less. So I know I had talked to Calvin about that before. The guilt I have, and I'll be honest, it's getting less and less and less, and I think I'm really coming to terms, and that's how I know I'm doing it right. You know, obviously right now I ain't going nowhere. My grandson right there,
right,
sleep. I got right there.
I got a 24-year-old daughter that live with me. Now my ex-wife Japanese. She Japanese and black. And she bad. She's a beautiful woman. You know, I have a very, very beautiful daughter. I'm trying to figure out what she's trying to do. I know she just got a promotion on her job. Shout out to her. She's a very smart young lady. But she needs me. You know, she needs me. I'm gonna be here as long as, you know, I'm here. I'm gonna, you know, take care, look after her. But I'm gonna go back to traveling. I'm supposed to be in Philippines in August. I'm going back to traveling, you know. And you know, it's just good to travel. It's good to get out and travel. You know, like you say, Blizz, it clears your mind. And it does. It really do clear your mind. So you have to go get out there. Yeah, get out there and do some more traveling. Yeah. And that one
we ain't
video
gonna be up here too much longer. We ain't gonna be up here too much longer. I got the members only live stream for 1:30. So we'll go to like 1:30 and then we'll hop off. But I appreciate you guys, man. I really do.
My brother.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to say that real quick.
No, go do your thing, man. Now that condo complex you was at Cal. I think it was at Motolupa Sacat. Now I stayed there. My first time visiting the Philippines. I stayed at that condo complex. That's a nice complex, man. But the condos in there are really small. I mean really small. But they're nice. At least the one I was at, but the Airbnb that I had, it was pretty small, but it was nice. It was comfortable, and but that's a really nice resort there. It's really nice area. That's Motolupa Sacat, and that was really nice there. Over at Metro Manila, that video you was at, you was on. That was really nice.
All right, let me let Cal talk. Go ahead, Cal.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about that guilt thing. See, my grown children, I've got 4 grown daughters, they gave my ex-wife a stroke. Okay, so when I left in 2018, my youngest was 16. You know, but you have those bouts with guilt. But I told them, I said, would you rather see me in a nursing home or dead? Or you can talk to me and know where I am over in the Philippines living my best life. It's up to you. Okay, you know, I raised my kids, you know, I'm raising kids now. Well, you know, when it comes to my grandchildren, I love my grandchildren, but at some point you got to hold people accountable. You know, the best thing I ever gave my children was a good example. See, they've never seen me drunk. They've never seen me high. They never seen me treat their mother bad. All they've ever seen me do was work hard and do the right thing. Okay, so I don't have any guilt. All that's over with, because there's something called self-preservation. If I don't take care of myself, I can't take care of anybody else.
That's right.
That's right. That's just the bottom line, guys. But I want to thank everybody, for coming on the live, because it takes a lot to come on here, man, and share your life, show your face, certainly on your profiles and stuff. I deal with so many invisible people, man. It takes a lot in this day and age to do that. I like the real stuff, man. I don't like phoniness.
That's right.
That's right. That's why I open up my life. I open up my home. This guy and his girlfriend stayed all night last night. There's somebody coming tomorrow. I'm not afraid of that. I don't attract those type of people. Maryland's so afraid that we're going to get the wrong person over here. I'm like, it'll never happen. Those haters would never come anywhere near me. It's just the vibe ain't right. Okay. But yeah, thanks, Blizz, for the invite. I really appreciate it, man. I'm going to go over here and eat my lunch.
Yeah, bro. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Cisco. It's always good to see you. First time I've been on. Have you ever been on my panel before? But I know it's the first time I've been on a panel with you.
Who, me?
Yeah, Cisco.
No,
it's not.
I've never been. No, it's the first time we've been on a panel together.
Right. Yeah.
And I would say this too. Yeah. First thing first. Definitely salute Cal. And
hey, Cal. Oh, go ahead, Cisco. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, just real quick. I just was gonna say, it is good to be on a panel with you, and with all of you guys, because the problem with this platform, I think, is that when you're talking in a chat, a lot of the context and the nuance of what you're trying to say, it's lost. You've only got so many characters you can put in. And I know there's a lot of times when I throw stuff into the chat and it's just taken completely out of context. And a lot of what people say, they'll, especially the haters and the trolls, they'll put these little slick sound bites or meme shit they heard on a meme in there that, it sounds cool to them, but then it's just, it's moronic, it's stupid. But to explain how moronic and stupid it is, it takes time to like break it all down. And you just can't do that with this platform. And then there's also times where, Cal will make a point and I might disagree with it, and I'll say what I got to say about it. And Cal's dealing with, and Blizzard, too, all these comments that are coming through, and you have to think like this. And when you quick read something, it's really hard to understand the context. So I think there's been a lot of times where, Cal has taken what I've said, it's been out of context, not because he can't understand it. It's because he's got hundreds of comments that he's reading through, and he has a split second to decide what I'm trying to say. So it is what I say all that to say it is kind of good to have this kind of a conversation where we can actually express ourselves verbally, not just be talking in the chat. And ultimately, I would love to sit down with each of you guys, and there's many people in this chat I would love to sit down and have discussions with, because I think that even though, like Blizzard says, he doesn't agree with a lot of stuff I say, some of the stuff that I say is, to some people, it's way out there, it's way out, but if I had time to explain what it is that I really think and what I really believe, I think a lot of people would be surprised as, holy shit, I kind of agree with him, because I've had that happen in real life many, many times. So it is really a pleasure and an honor to be up here on this panel with you guys. And again, I respect all three of you guys immensely. There's a lot of people in the chat, same. And even though we disagree, I can say this: each one of you guys at your core is a good man, and that's what I look at. To me, if I don't want people who agree with everything I say, I just want people who are good people. Whether I agree with what they say or not is secondary to me. Are you a good person at your core? And you guys are three good guys, man. And it's, like I said, pleasure and honor to be up here on the panel with you guys.
Yeah,
thank you.
Right on, Cisco.
Let me let Cal go, because Cal, I know you said you're about to eat lunch. So again, brother, thank you, man. I appreciate everything since the first day I messaged you before I came to the Philippines the first time. So thank you.
Let me say one more thing. Let me say one more thing about that theme song. That is a hit, man. I told him the same thing that I told you, Billy, that you said. That we should put that out there because certainly the day and the time that's going on now, them words are so deep, man. It's so true. There's so many lost men out here searching in a world that's getting colder. See, so I came up with that. I'm an advocate for the lost man. You know, based on just what he was talking about, but it's the coldest song I've heard it. I mean, online, on the radio, you know, I'm just saying it's a real song, man. But I want to echo this, but I'm gonna get off here. I don't want a bunch of yes men around me either, Cisco. If you see me driving off a cliff, tell me, man. Hey, dude, you getting ready to go off the cliff? You know what I'm saying. But yeah, let me get off here because I didn't get hungry. Okay. Take care, y'all.
Thank you, man. All right, big Cal.
All right.
Yeah, salute, Cal. Take care, brother.
Yeah, Cal, good brother, man. I get to the Philippines. I'm gonna bring him some fragrances, man. I know it's hot out there. I'm gonna hook him up. I got some fragrances that compel that high heat, man. You know, put that on, and of course it goes with your body chemistry. But you know, this one goes with all body chemistry. And Maryland, you know, he put this on. Maryland ain't gonna leave him alone. So
I still got the one you sent me, bro.
Is that right, brother?
Me.
Same.
Yes,
look here,
yes,
man.
Me and my wife both, man. Me and my wife both got
right?
those.
Shout out to you guys,
Appreciate
man.
you.
But
Salute
look,
to you, man.
Man, thank you, brother. But look, I'm gonna be at a fragrance show next week, man. I'm going live. Now, y'all don't laugh because the girl she's trying to go. I'm trying to push her off. I'm trying to go with this little Asian chick want to go with me. But this fat girl want to go. If she go, y'all don't laugh at me now. Don't laugh at me.
Hey, hold on. I want to say this real quick too.
Hey, do your thing, man.
Yeah, you do you, boo boo. Hey, real quick, I want to say shout out and salute to Ray Shard, man. That what he said was the deepest, most when he said make your life a yummy six, that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. But he said it in a way that just hit like a damn meteorite. Okay. Everybody is not going to be a damn millionaire. Everybody is not going to live the dreams that we see on the internet or on TV. We're not all going to drive fancy cars and have yachts and shit and, you know, Instagram models. But you can have a good life, man. Don't settle for crap, but don't think that the only life that's worth having is the one that you're seeing all these people having on the internet, because most of it's fake, first of all, but it's just not realistic. Make your life that yummy six, man, and you will be happy. You will be happy.
I got a 5.
So that was deep,
like
man.
that.
Ray Shard, shout out to you, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, we all want a 10. I don't know. We all want a 10.
You know what?
Blizz,
I want a 10. I want a 10 because everybody want it. Everybody want it. I don't want a 10.
Yeah. I ain't gonna say if I got the opportunity, I'm gonna take the 10, bro. I don't know. But see, the only thing now, the only difference now is that, you know, I ain't trying to really be around the 10 if it's some other red flags. You know, before I ain't give a damn about the red flags. I just wanted the 10. You know, I can admit that.
I'll take a wife like Cisco's who go hold him down through the thick and thin. Okay, yeah. I take a wife. Oh, I keep that real, brother. A wife that go everywhere with you.
Let me clear that up. I ain't never had a 10. I ain't never been with a 10. But yo, let me ask y'all something.
I'm going to 9, and I got problems with, because you got them fine ones. So you gonna have to fight, man. I don't want to deal with that. I'll take a semi 5. Give me a semi 5. You know, because them 9 to 10 the fight.
The problem is people want the best, but they don't ever stop to think if the best is what's best for them. You know, sometimes the best is not what's best for you. And that's why I like what Ray Shard said. You know, having quote unquote the best it may not be what's best for you. You know, you gotta live your life in a way that you're pulling things into your life that are gonna improve your life. You know, things that you can build a stable foundation on. And sometimes those things are not, what everybody else thinks is the best or the greatest or the hottest or the newest. It's what's gonna actually do the work of building that foundation for you. So yeah, man, that was deep. I appreciate he said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he salute Billy, man. I appreciate you, bro. I'm glad that shit
Thank you.
resonates with you, man. That song, um, man, I don't know, bro. When I wrote that song for Cal, it just came out because it's about him. You know what I mean? So a lot of things that's in that song, um, it's his words. It's his saying. It was easy. That was probably one of the easiest songs I ever wrote. When I write songs for people that I know, it's easy. Your song was easy, bro. You
Yeah,
know what I
I
mean? 'Cause
still
I
got it,
rocked
man.
you. I go back
I'm
and
gonna put it
forth.
together. I'm gonna put it together, man, and get it going. And like you guys say, man, I don't want to be holding myself back. Um, you know, YouTube's a lot. See, the thing is with YouTube, it's just so many people on here, man. It's so many people on there, and the problem is we can't look at everybody else. You just got to do you, you know. And again, I appreciate you guys. All you guys, coming in the comments, that means a lot to me, man, because
Yeah, man,
it's hate
same.
everywhere. It's hate in the fragrance world, man. I don't even want to be part of that. It's just hate, man. They don't, people just don't want to see you get to the next level, man. But you just can't worry about people. You just got to you got to do you, got to do you. Can't worry about it because, like Cisco says, it's everybody. A lot of people, man, they portray they have this big, nice, extravagant lifestyle, man. A lot of that stuff is rented, man.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it is.
Yep.
A lot of stuff is rented, man. They're not living that extravagant lifestyle, man. So, but I just like to be me, man. I'm a plant man. I'm a fragrance man. This is what I do. You have the Manosphere. You're good at it. Cisco, you do everything. You be everywhere. I mean, Cisco be all up in the mountains. I said, man, now, the thing is,
Well,
I'm
the
a,
problem
I
is,
do sport.
what I do best, I couldn't put on YouTube, and that's just real. So,
Right.
I do things. That's why you see a little bit of everything.
Well, we
You
ain't gonna
know.
go. All right. PG, brother.
Blizzard caught up to it. All right. Hey, but no, but seriously, real quick, I do want to say this too. I said it earlier, I want to say it again. Shout out to the people in chat who are in here. I'm reading your comments, and I can't respond back to it. But shout out to you guys, man, because we're up here on this panel, but it wouldn't mean as much if we didn't have people in the chat that were
Yeah.
interacting and putting their 2 cents in. There's so many things that I'm seeing I wish I could just say, but other people are talking. So just know that what you guys are saying is being seen, and shout out and appreciate you guys. Juan John Carlos in the building. What the hell is going
Yeah,
on?
and oh, we lost what time?
Oh shoot.
I don't know what happened. But yeah, let me just say thank you to the chat, man, for because I know during this open
Yeah,
panel I
salute.
was not that interactive, and I appreciate y'all for sticking it through. I hope y'all had
For real.
a good live stream. I enjoyed it, man. Good brothers, positive people, man. That's what the positive manosphere is all about. These type of conversations.
I
These
see.
type of conversations. Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's
we
how
see you guys. We see you guys for sure.
I saw y'all the whole time. I was paying
Yeah, man.
attention. I just wasn't playing with y'all.
It's hard with a panel though, man, because you got people up here talking. You can't just ignore what the people up here are talking. I mean, that's going to be the centerpiece, the people that are
Yeah,
talking.
and
And
then
so it's just,
your guests they don't want to stop, or they don't know you want them to
yeah,
stop.
it's hard, man. That's hard. That's why I don't think I'll do panels, man. It'll be a long time before I do panels because I'd have to figure out, I have to see something that actually works. there's not a lot of panels that I see on YouTube that are interactive with a chat that I see that I look at and I go, oh, that's really successful. That's exactly how you do it. It's very difficult, man. It's either you focus on the panel or you focus on the chat. It's hard to do both. You really can't.
Yeah, we'll try though. We'll try next time. We'll try harder.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Icy was saying that now we gotta do one on your channel. So you just let me know when you're ready.
What, do it like a song?
Panel.
Oh, okay. Well, shit. I don't know about a panel. Like I said, it's that's a lot of work, man. I watch you guys do it, and you guys do pretty good, man. But it looks stressful. Cause again, on my channel, when I do my lives, it's just strictly me and the chat interacting. And that's relatively easy because you're just responding to what people are saying. And you just, as long as you have a mind that's quick enough to think of, what you want to say to whatever they're saying, it's pretty straightforward. But to have people on a panel, I think my problem would be I'd be focused on the people on the panel. I could not be in the
You
chat
see me,
because you got
bro.
to interrupt it. It's hard, man. And I see you
Mm,
do it, and you do a pretty good job, and I think when it's best, Blizzard, is when you because you just have to be that host that says, okay, guys, hold on for a minute, I'm gonna get in the chat, and then you just start going through. But even then, so many comments have
yeah,
flown through.
yeah.
I guess the best way to do it would just be find one that's kind of close to what we're talking about, close to the topic, pick that one out. You're going to lose a lot of other comments that may be good, that may be funny, whatever. But it's like
Yep.
having that ability to go through and filter through that. It's hard, man. It really is hard.
Yeah,
I was
it
looking here
really
and
is.
I'm seeing some great comments, funny comments, comments that are like deep comments. Um, yeah, man. It's hard to do a panel and chat.
Yeah, I'm about to end it, Billy. So the next one will be 2 weeks from now. The next barbershop talk, it'll be 2 weeks, but I'll do one. I don't even know the damn dates right now, but it'll be the week after next. It'll be a Monday for politics, a Wednesday for midweek check-in, and then a Friday for the barbershop. So um anytime that link is there, hit the link. It's totally open. It's an open topic, open panel. You can come up here and talk about potatoes, or strawberry,
The
whatever you
hell?
want to talk about. It's open. I don't know. You know what
Nah,
I
don't
mean?
say that, man. You're gonna
So
get somebody that's gonna
it,
come here and
it
do that. And
is.
you're gonna be like, okay, we can't be talking
It,
about
hey,
potatoes no more.
so
There's a guy
so
that goes
salute to
around talking
everybody
about
that showed up
gloves. I don't
here.
know what his deal is.
But the guy, oh man, you remember it was with this one guy on
The
Icy's
gloves,
live
man.
stream. The one guy that wanted Icy to wear the garbage bag.
The
You
hell?
remember that? That
I didn't
was
see
the
that. What the
craziest
hell?
thing. That was the craziest thing.
You know what? And then you wonder, like, is this a real thing or is this person just messing with us?
Yeah.
Because there's some weird ass people out there that they got some fetishes. I don't know.
Oh, was you there? Oh, you know what I did? I messed up. I was dropping the wrong link, like the whole first like hour. I was dropping the wrong link.
Oh
It
yeah.
only worked when I did the share thing and manually put it in there, but the one in Nightbot was wrong. So every time I hit link,
Mm.
it was the wrong one. So I apologize for that too. Got to get used to this thing because I got 3 live streams. I must have copied the wrong one and put it in the Nightbot. But my brother, when you going live the next time?
Man, it's been crazy. Just, I've been really kind of focused on this gig app stuff. Um, it's actually going really good because right now, again, you when you retire, you really do have to have something to take the place of 11 hours of your day that you were getting ready for work, actually working and coming home from work. So it's more difficult
Man,
than people think. And so for me, having to do that gives me something to do, particularly while Jen's at work, gives me something to do. But my motivation, my goal is the money that I make from it, I put in my grandson's account, right? So I'm really kind of focused on it right now. And I realized that trying to do a live stream while I'm doing that, it's number one, it's dangerous, but number two, it's too difficult, and I can't focus on the chat and focus on what I'm doing. So what I'm doing now is just I'm trying to pick like 2 blocks, like around 10:30 in the morning, and then around 2:30 in the afternoon, because that's when it kind of slows down. I'll take like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, depending on how the chat is going in those 2 blocks. I want to my goal is to try to do that 3 times a week, but it's been really difficult, because my thing is this. I don't ever want YouTube to feel like a job, because I don't want a job. A job is something that you have to do. You're obligated to do it whether you want to do it or not. I don't want that, And
Yeah.
so for me, if I'm not getting from YouTube what I feel like if I'm not getting enjoyment, if it's turning into a job, I don't want it. So right now I'm trying to draw that balance. So generally speaking, what I'm gonna try to do is Monday, Wednesday, and maybe Friday, Thursday or Friday, I'm gonna try to do 2 lives, 10 a.m. and then around 2:30, and that's California time. So that's my goal. But on the weekends, I'm kind of coming to the conclusion that I'm gonna kind of stay off YouTube, in a big way. I might do some editing. I might do a little supporting people's channels here and there, but for the most part, I'm pretty much going to stay off unless we're doing something like tomorrow we're going to the coast. So I might go live
Oh,
there because we're doing something
hell yeah.
interesting,
Yeah.
So it's just I'm just trying to find that balance. My channel's, pretty new as far as, being monetized and doing live streams and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out. But roughly
Just
that's what
keep
I'm doing.
pushing, man. Just keep pushing, bro. You'll figure it out, man. Keep doing shit that you enjoy doing.
I think my first
Like
guest
you
though,
said, man.
if I do a panel, it's going to be T Marsh. T Marsh, if you come on my panel, I'll do a panel. I know he can't wait. He can't wait to get on my panel. But yeah, but hey, thank you,
bro.
Blizzard, once again, man, for
Anytime,
having
man.
this platform and giving us an opportunity. And it was cool to get up here with Cal and with Brother Time and Ray Shard and that's dudes right there that have been we've been in this community for quite a while together, and definitely are people that I've grown to appreciate and and respect. So yeah, shout out to all those guys and you
Appreciate it,
and
bro.
everyone in the chat.
Appreciate it. I'm about to sign off. We about to do the members only live chat. We'll chop it up for a little bit. So hopefully I'll see you in there too. But if not,
I'll
I
be in there.
understand, man. It's getting late. But
Yeah, I'll be in there for a little while for
ride
sure.
this out. All right. So if you are a member, stick around. You don't got to do nothing. Just stay here. I'll redirect you behind the scenes to the members only. So again, I want to say thank you to everybody for, everybody that came in, everybody that viewed, everybody that liked, everybody that commented, especially tonight, everybody that hate watched, whatever you did, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? The
There's a few of
haters,
them.
the lovers, everyone's getting love tonight. But come on, salute to you, T Marsh, Icy, you, Cisco, of course, Big Brother Cal, man. Salute to him, man. He's been an inspiration for this channel, for the way I travel, everything. So that means a lot for me, for him to come up here and spit some game with us, man. So with that being said, again, rest in peace to Cohen Wiley. Rest in peace, Senatobia, Mississippi. Happy Juneteenth to everybody. It was good. You don't know this panel tonight. I'm like, finally,
win, bro, for sure.
Finally, man. Sheesh. You know how long I've been waiting for this? I ain't even gotta say it. But it's just Juneteenth. Then this panel, like,
that's a win, bro.
God. Father's Day coming up. So salute to all the fathers out there. Keep doing good. We see you. If the world don't see you, we see you. And we love y'all, man. So we right here. The Positive Manosphere is right here. Keep doing what you got to do. And it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So take care of your health. Take care of your people that's around you. All right. Don't shun nobody, man. If they reaching out, help them. If you need help, reach out for help. I got this shirt on tonight. I don't know if y'all can see it. Let me take this comment down. And I wore this shirt specifically for Men's Mental Health. And it says, this is what we do. No, stop doing this shit. See that? I'm fine. Motherfucker, you drowning. You drowning. All right? Like, come on. So, salute to y'all, man. Cisco again. I'll see you soon, bro. I know I'll see you soon, man. So, salute. We're going to end it on that note, man. Y'all take it easy.
Yeah,
members only. We'll see y'all. Salute.
Don't confuse a message for the man that was saying with it. Some lessons meant to heal, others to build. I ain't repenting shit. Now my scars are my armor, and I'm equipped with it. Pain taught me discipline, now I move different with it. They used to call me two guns, now I'm mentor to a sons. Taught them how to crawl, how to walk, and how to run. And I still sit and deliver, I ain't done. Legacy, emotion, newest chapters just begun.